For the first time in 2011, interleague baseball arrives at Tropicana Field. First up, it's Mike Stanton and the Florida Marlins, who took 2 of 3 from the Rays at Sun Life Stadium a month ago. For Tampa Bay, Wade Davis goes to the hill, searching for his first career interleague win. The Citrus Series starts now on Sun Sports. Welcome to Friday Night Rays, presented by Hard Rock at Night. Tonight we welcome you to Tropicana Field. Interleague baseball arriving. It will be the Rays and the Florida Marlins. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Todd Callis in tow as well, and we'll be hearing from Todd throughout the evening. Well, throughout baseball, offense has been down this year, and here we are in the middle of June. That's still the case. The Rays continue to look for more offense, but individually, we're watching one of the great offensive resurgences in baseball this year. Casey Kotchman comes into the ballgame tonight, pushing .340.
Casey Kotchman has been a pleasant surprise for the Rays this year offensively, and he's been consistent all the way through. You know, he's had that up-the-middle approach. He hasn't strayed from it and continues to pay dividends. You see, since May 20th, with last time that the Rays went down and played these Marlins in South Florida, the .353 average, a couple of home runs. He just continues to get it done, spray the ball around, and what's really impressive, in that streak, he's had 75 plate appearances. He struck out 5 times. He's a guy that's going to put the ball in play and give you a chance.
You know, things have changed since the last time the Rays saw the Marlins. What a month of June it's been for this Marlins ball club. Just 1-15. They're looking for offense as well. They key on a couple of the great young hitters in the game, Logan Morrison and Mike Stanton.
Yeah, Mike Stanton, the right fielder, good outfielder, strong arm, but strong with the power. Look at, he stands off the plate, strides in, and he can absolutely blast the ball. Those are the season numbers there, 16 home runs. Since May 1st, he's tied for the National League lead with 14 home runs. Just got huge, big-time power. You got to stay away from the middle of the plate with him and Logan Morrison. A good left-hand hitter, left fielder, stays inside the ball well. You know, on June 1st when the streak started, he was hitting .320. He's slid down now to .286, but has shown some signs of coming back a little bit. He's hitting 8 of his last 9, a couple of home runs. Another guy you got to be worried about. He'll be in the 3-hole tonight.
Yeah, Morrison just 23, Stanton just 21. A lot of upside, but you couldn't prove that recently by what's happened with the Marlins. On the mound tonight, Wade Davis trying to get over the 500 mark now for the Rays. He is 5-5. And a young left-hander, Brad Hand, on the mound, making only his 3rd major league start for the Marlins. He comes in with a record of 0-2. Johnny Damon continues to hit out of the leadoff spot for the Rays. He'll be there as the DH again tonight. Todd Callis will look into Johnny Damon as he marches toward baseball immortality.
T-shirts, the Johnny Damon. Cut off those sleeves. Here's Johnny as we're ready for Rays and Marlins interleague intrastate baseball. There's a good look at Johnny Damon. I'm sure the sleeves are already cut off of his giveaways. He continues, or tries to continue, or start a new streak here after 39 consecutive games of reaching base. He has failed in his last 2. But overall, since he's been in that leadoff spot, a very solid year for Here's Johnny. Look at his career numbers. 2,643 hits, 499 doubles, very close to a career mark that puts him in some elite company. 102 triples, 392 stolen bases. What Johnny is trying to do is etch his name on the wall with some Hall of Famers, including these 10. George Brett, Goose Goslin, Willie Mays, Stan Musial, Al Simmons, Lou Gehrig, Rogers, Hornsby, Paul Molitor, the Bambino, and Robin Yount. Only 2 of those guys, Mays and Molitor, have as many as 300 stolen bases like Johnny Damon, who is a student of the history of the game and appreciates being in this company.
That's one of the milestones I want to hit, and hopefully I can continue to run the way that I do. And I don't know, I think 600 is well within reach also. So 500 is going to be cool, and I know I just passed a few pretty big names in this game, and but 500 is going to be a great milestone.
Damon with our Geico quote of the game. We are 2.5 minutes away from the first pitch of the Citrus Series. First interleague game at Tropicana Field in 2011. Dwayne Stats, Brian Anderson with all the action in high definition coming up next.
Brought to you by AT&T, by Autoway. Autoway, part of AutoNation, the largest automotive retailer in the country, so we can do big things. And by Tires Plus. The plus is in everything we do. Welcome back to Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg, and Tropicana Field for Game 1 of this series between the Rays and the Marlins. Marlins will have Hanley Ramirez in the leadoff spot, followed by Omar Infante and then Logan Morrison. The DH is Gabby Sanchez, Greg Dobbs, Mike Stanton, Jose Lopez, John Buck, and Dwayne Wise is in center field tonight, batting out of the 9th spot. Wade Davis on the hill. First pitch of this game is lifted foul. Back into the right, strike 1, so we are underway.
Well, Wade Davis making his 14th start of the season, even up on the record. 4.81 earned run average. He did win his last time out at Baltimore, went 6 innings, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned.
1 strike pitch to Ramirez. And that's a strike. Hanley Ramirez just off the disabled list for their recent Philadelphia series and hitting .205, and that is unlike the kind of numbers that the Marlins have come to expect from Ramirez.
Especially this late into the season. You give that first week or two of April, okay, .205, but you're now into the middle of June.
1-2 the count. Upstairs, the Marlins were swept by the Phillies. They've lost 7 straight. They've gone 1-15 in June. In that Philadelphia series, they were outscored 25-6. And a pop-up on the right side of the infield. Sean Rodriguez there makes the catch. That's the first out of the night.
Well, let's take a look at the Rays defense. Left to right in the outfield, Justin Ruggiano, VJ Upton, and Ben Zobrist. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Elliot Johnson, Sean Rodriguez, and Casey Kochman. Kelly Shoppach gets the call behind the plate tonight. Tonight's Rays defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of the Sweet Spot.
Joe Madden, the Rays skipper. Get the Rays back on the winning side of the marker. Pitch to Infante outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Infante at 253. Fly ball lifted into short right toward the line. Zobrist makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. First time that Wade Davis has ever faced the Florida Marlins. He's made 3 interleague starts and has lost all 3 of those. His earned run average against National League competition is .378, but he's 0-3. Last time out against a National League team last year against Arizona, he lost a 2-1 ball game to the Diamondbacks. 1-0 the count to Logan Morrison. Upstairs, 2-0.
Well, one of the things that pitching coach Jim Hickey and manager Joe Madden wanted to see out of Wade Davis was that aggressive fastball again. Not that, ease your way into the game at 89, 90, 91. He has 2 outs here in the first inning, but that's exactly what he's been doing. Last year, Wade Davis would come out of the chute. He was 92, 94, touching 95. Aggressive. Much better results. Especially as of late. You can break down Wade Davis's season right now after 13 starts. His first 7 starts, he was sitting on a 4-2 record with a 3.07 earned run average. Since then, 1-3 with a 7 ERA. And
that streak started against Baltimore about the middle of May, so it's been a month.
Yeah, and those first 7 starts, he gave up more than 4 earned runs 1 time. In the 6 since then, he's given up 4 earned runs or more 5 of the 6 starts, and it really has just caught up to him. Is just not being aggressive with that fastball. The velocity hasn't been there. He's become more of a fly ball pitcher, and it's caught up to him.
That pitch down a bit.
We talked a few starts ago about some of the trends you started to see, and with Wade Davis, it really came down. It was pretty simple. He's become a fly ball pitcher whose strikeouts are way down, walks are up, and velocity's down.
And those are not good trends.
You throw that into a hat, mix it up, and throw it out there, and you understand what's been going on as of late.
3-2 to Morrison, and he punches it into left field. A base hit the other way off a fastball up. So Morrison singles with 2 outs.
Now, Morrison has been showing some signs. He was hitting 320 at the beginning of the month. Has dropped down to 286, but like we said in the open, he's hit in 8 of his last 9. Now make it 9 out of 10. That ability to go the other way, why he hovers right around the 300 mark.
Gabby Sanchez, he is the DH, normally the first baseman. He goes after the first pitch, fouls it. Fastball right there. And Sanchez, who's hitting .308 for the year with 12 home runs, was ready to attack that pitch. In his brief career, he has been very good in interleague play. He's hitting .411, and that's in over 70 at bats against American League pitching.
I think he follows that old rule. You know, when you haven't seen a hitter before, what are you going to do? How are you going to figure him out? Well, you start him off fastball down and away. He's taken full advantage of that. He just tried to do it off Wade Davis, who he's never faced. Come out swinging. That first pitch fastball isn't quality. He's hurt you on it.
Here's the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. The Marlins enjoy an advantage through the years in this citrus series over the Rays, 42 and 34. That's going to catch the corner. And that pitch might have been a little wide right there, but
when they say
gets the call.
When they say a double play is the pitcher's best friend, no. A strike zone with that as a strike is a pitcher's best friend. If he's going to get that call all night, you just wear it out.
Over to first. Back in is Morrison. The Rays will attempt to use the element of surprise with their pickoff attempts. Foul the other way. A pitch on the outside part. Sanchez protecting, fouled it away. That's the way he is working, Sanchez.
Everything's away.
Two outs. The runner at first is Morrison. Ball. Count still 2-2. We've got a pop up and a fly ball before giving up the base hit. Sanchez has fouled off a couple 2-2 pitches. Now we're going to go full. Second straight full count.
That was a good sequence there by Wade Davis. Just wasn't executed. You worked him away. Then you come with that fastball in. He barely gets a piece. Now you want to put him away with that slider, fine, but it just wasn't executed. And counts for it.
3-2, and that's outside. Fastball wide. So a single and a walk, and the Marlins have 2 men on. And it'll be the first baseman, Craig Dobbs. And Dobbs, who's hitting .312, has had a difficult time in June, hitting in the low 200s. He had been dividing time at third with Wes Helms, and now that they've added Lopez. Lopez and Dobbs will divide time at third, but in interleague play here, in the American League home park. Dobbs is at first, and Sanchez, who's the DH tonight, gets a little breather from playing defense.
Yeah, they've been riding him like a horse.
Pitch is a strike to Dobbs. The Marlins have placed Morrison at second and Sanchez at first with 2 outs in the first. Foul ball runs the count to 0-2. So not a lot of activity against lefties, but the platoon he's been involved in at third base. 321 against righties. No balls, 2 strikes. And a foul fastball, and that's fouled straight back. Marlins 1-50 for the month, hitting .236 during that stretch. They're at .247 overall, but just .236 for the life of the swoon in June. Pitch away. He started that pitch wide with the slider out there and could not get it to break to catch the corner. Two men on, 2 men out. Foul ball up the left side. Rusciano's going to give it a shot, but it hits the bullpen mound out of his reach, and the count is still 1-2. And here's a look at the Marlins month of June. 1-15, averaging just over 3 runs a game. But look at the starters ERA.
6.83. The overall team ERA is 5.24. In that stretch, Dwayne, they've been outscored 90-50. In those 16 games, they've scored 2 runs or less 9 times. They've given up 5 or more runs 10 times. That's a recipe for losing.
1-2, and it's popped up. Coming back toward the screen, Shoppach. He has a play, but cannot come up with it. Shoppach falling into the netting behind the plate and could not make the catch.
Well, that would have been the end of the inning. There's a question on whether that pop-up was going to stay in play, but here it is. Get a good look at it.
So Dobbs has another shot. Boy, you'd love to see that play made if you're Shoppach. And a liner foul up the right side holds the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He may want to throw another ball here just on purpose. How about this? You talk about some statistical anomalies. In a 1-2 count, the league's hitting .350 off Wade Davis, 14 for 40.
So much for getting ahead in the count.
In a 2-2 count, 2 for 34. 0.59 average.
Yeah,
figure that out.
Just call a pitch out to get to 2-2.
That's right, and then get them out. They can't hit you 2-2.
Foul ball. Dobbs fouling these pitches away, earnestly trying not to get to 2-2.
This is the game right now. Yeah. Trying to stay at 1-2. It's his best chance.
How about those numbers? Huh?
I know. I mean, talk about numbers that don't make any sense.
Well, this next pitch will be number 30 of the inning here of Wade Davis. turn, but no throw back to second base. Diving back in is Logan Morrison. Elliott Johnson slipping in behind him. Pitch number 30 of the inning on 1-2, and it's low, and now Dobbs apparently is doomed. According to your statistical analysis, with the count at 2-2, he doesn't have a chance.
Not according to those numbers. Although we started talking last night about the command of David Price and Clay Buchholz, and
yep, took care of that
real quick.
This will be the 9th pitch of this at bat. And a foul ball. He's still alive. Well, the Rays start the night running 3rd in the East. 5.5 back of Boston. The Brewers have scored a couple runs in the first at Boston. They're in the bottom of the first now, 2-0 Milwaukee. Two pitch one more time, and it's hit on the ground to first. Kochman to Davis. No chance on a 2-2 count. 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the first. No score. The American League against the National League interleague play continues as we go to the bottom of the first. The Rays playing host to the Marlins. The Tampa Bay starting lineup. Johnny Damon leads it off, followed by Ben Zobrist, and then Justin Ruggiano, Evan Longoria, B.J. Upton, and Sean Rodriguez at 6th in front of Casey Kochman in the 7th slot against the lefty. Elliott Johnson hits 8th, and Kelly Shoppach, the catcher, will bat 9th.
And for the Marlins this evening, making his 3rd start in the major leagues, left-hander Brad Hand. He was called up from Double-A Jacksonville, where he was 7-1 and 11 starts down there.
Johnny Damon takes the first pitch, and that's in there for a strike. The Hand is out of the 2008 draft, a 2nd-round pick. 1 ball and 1 strike. So he makes his 3rd start here. The Rays get a look at him. Pitch is fouled away. 1-2.
And I would imagine that the Rays would go into the game with the approach of making him throw strikes before they start to get aggressive with him. He will have a tendency to get wild.
A little tap to the right side. It's going to be picked up by Dobbs, who beats Damon into the bag.
Well, let's take a look at the Marlins defense as it lines up left to right in the outfield. Logan Morrison, Dwayne Wise, and Mike Stanton across the infield, third to first. Jose Lopez, Hanley Ramirez, Omar Infante, and Greg Dobbs. John Buck gets the call behind the plate. Tonight's Marlins defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of the Sweet Spot.
Well, here is Ben Zobrist, and hitting .260 overall. And speaking of counts, how about Ben Zobrist early in the count?
Aggressive. That's when you're going to see a lot of fastballs, and we know Ben Zobrist is a fastball hunter.
Takes a strike. Look at that. First 3 pitches of an at-bat. He's hitting .391, and if you go 4+, 154.
No, that's when you start to get into a count. You start to get into a sequence. You start to see more off speed, moving the ball around. You start to get in that 4, 5, 6 pitches. You're now instead of being aggressive early in the count, now maybe it's 1-2 or 2-2, and you're looking to protect. There's no question that Ben Zobrist is aggressive with the fastball, and aggressive early.
Takes the count to 2-2. And a little popper. It's Infante out there at second base. How about that swing?
That was not an aggressive swing. It didn't look like Ben Zobrist wanted to swing the bat at all, but he couldn't hold himself back. This is, well, it is in slow-mo, so it'll look even slower. I was going to say, if that was in real time, it looked like it was in slow motion. He had started that swing and committed, and
then tried to cut it off, but could not.
Right.
Justin Ruggiano sends a high fly ball into right. Stanton is there, makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 first. On to the second, we have no score. First pitch to Mike Stanton, a little bit outside. Second inning underway. Stanton, Lopez, and Buck due up against Davis. One and one.
Well, you will see an awful lot of that from Mike Stanton. You saw the 16 home runs, 14 since the beginning of May. That's tied for first in the National League with Matt Kemp.
It's a high shot back into center field. Well, that ball really takes off when he hits it. And just in front of the wall, Upton made the catch.
Yeah, and he didn't really even make solid contact with that. He got underneath it and got a lot of backspin, but you're right. The ball off of his bat just has carry and it jumps. Here's a curveball that stays middle in. I'll tell you what, if he catches that solidly, that's up on top, up by the restaurant.
Now Jose Lopez. First pitch to him is a strike. Lopez coming over to Florida from the Colorado Rockies. 0-2. And the plan of Edwin Rodriguez is to have Lopez and Dobbs divide time at third base. Is down, a ball and 2 strikes. Lopez out of Venezuela. Here was a sign when he was 16 years old. Had some good years, a couple, 2 or 3 good years in Seattle. He sends a fly ball to center. BJ takes care of that one. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, get exclusive deals and coupons delivered right to your phone with the free TampaBay.com/things-to-do iPhone app, powered by the St. Petersburg Times. It's available now at the iTunes App Store. It's a good spot to read the newspaper.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a very well-rounded individual.
There's John Buck sending a fly ball to center. Upton's there. 1-2-3. Marlins playing catch with B.J. Upton. Longoria, Upton, and Rodriguez do. Score. Evan Longoria will lead it off. Longoria, Upton, and Rodriguez here for the Rays against the left-hander Brad Hand. He's out of Minnesota, Chaska, Minnesota, outside Minneapolis. First pitch, and Longoria takes it for a strike. Catches that corner again, says Ted Barrett. 0-2. Take a look at that. A little wide there. That's a couple. Davis got one call, and Hand got another one on the pitch wide. So we're seeing a trend perhaps develop here with Ted Barrett giving a couple of inches outside the corner. And this off the mitt. of Ramirez into left field, and Longoria is aboard. So the Rays get a base runner here to start the bottom of the second, and we'll check in with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, the newest member of the Florida Marlins, is their center fielder. Forget this catch as part of Mark Burley's unbelievable no-hitter there in Chicago. And that was a phenomenal catch going over the wall to Rob Gabe Kepler. Then, of course, Burley would wrap it up right there against the Rays. Now, Wise is a part of the Florida Marlins, just having joined them in the minor leagues as he was acquired from the Toronto Blue Jays organization. B.J. Upton will dig in, and he'll send a ball to right field, but not deep enough as Stanton is there for the first out. So here's the move. Chris Coughlin, Eastlake High School product. Had a lot of family and friends that thought they'd be able to watch him here for this series. Instead, he's optioned at AAA New Orleans, where they want him to get back to basics, to kind of work on some things offensively. His average was down to 230 and his on-base percentage less than 300. And Dwayne Wise is the corresponding move, so he has joined the Marlins. That's the latest from the Florida Marlins with their roster move. Back to you guys.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Not easy for Coughlin to take that demotion to AAA, but he is still a very big part of the Marlins' future. Sean Rodriguez takes the pitch for a strike, and he's gotten into a situation where the Marlins feel that he has just struggled with his swing, and they want him to go to the minor leagues, clear his head a little bit, get a lot of at-bats and find his stroke, and he'll be back in no time. In the meantime, it's difficult. As Todd mentioned there, he comes home.
Yeah.
He's from here, and so they make that move. But that will not be a long-term move. As soon as he can get his swing straightened out, he'll be back. There's a long shot off the bat of Sean Rodriguez, and that ball's going to sail out of here. Home run for Sean. Number 3 for Rodriguez. And the Rays take a 2-0 lead. Well, that ball was hit like a bullet out of here.
Well, mistake a location right in the middle of the plate. Sean Rodriguez, he can juice a few. Look at that step. Timing was perfect. The ball got out of here in a hurry.
Sean came into the game hitting .280 against lefties, and boy, did he send that one into the seats in left field in a hurry. Casey Kochman takes a fastball, and that's a strike. So the Rays grab a 2-0 lead on the long ball off the bat of Sean Rodriguez. An 0-1 breaking ball. Strike 2.
Well, Brad Hand, he's got the fastball, curveball, and a changeup. You saw there, it's a tight little curveball. Good down action on it.
Just went a little wide, tried it again, and missed with it.
Yeah, that first one that he threw was had more of a curveball break. That was a little more slidery, slurvy. Sweep it a little bit.
2 balls, 2 strikes. They've streamlined him a little bit in their minor league system, trying to make his delivery a little more consistent and with less movement. 2-2 as Kochman fouls that one away. In many ways, that's a normal progression for a young pitcher.
Yeah, he's just 21 years old and coming up from AA. And you can see when he goes into his windup, his leg kick is almost out in front of his body. You see a lot like James Shields will have a little bit of a swing, but usually you see that body really get, turn sideways, 90-degree angle towards home plate. And the leg kick here comes kind of straight up and then goes.
Kochman sends a fly ball to left. Morrison will have to go back to the track for this one. 2 gone.
Well, here you can see the delivery of Brad Hand. Picks that leg right up, and you're right, Dwayne. They've tried to simplify things because biggest thing is if he can maintain his command, he's got the pitches to be able to pitch deep into games and win. And you saw that in his first start against the Braves. He went 6 innings, gave up just 1 hit, 1 walk, threw a very good ball game, ended up on the losing end of that. But in the last start, you saw what can happen. Things start to go south. 5 walks, 5 innings.
1-0 pitch to Elliott Johnson, and he fouls this one, slices it out of play, and the count is a ball and a strike. He gave up 4 runs and 5 innings on 5 hits. 3 of the runs earned against Arizona. Lost that game 5-1. He was involved in a 1-0 game against the Braves.
Yep. Okay, your major league debut, you come up, you go 6, give up 1 hit, 1 run, a solo home run, and take the loss. You hope for a no decision at least.
Yeah.
It's usually good enough to win.
Big leagues, it really is tough to win up here. 3-1 the count. And he picks up a strike. Full count. They're at the bottom of the zone. 3-2, and that's a little tapper toward the mound. Hand makes the play to first to retire Johnson, and the Rays are finished. But they come up with 2 runs on the home run by Sean Rodriguez at the end of 2-0 Tampa Bay. It's a 2-0 ball game, and Dwayne Wise leads off for the Florida Marlins. First pitch is a fastball in the upper 80s there that missed away. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-1. Wise picked up by the Marlins. He was in the Blue Jays system and had an option to be with the big league ball club by this date, and so he decided to look elsewhere, and the Marlins originally picked him up and assigned him to their AAA club, and they've activated him today for the big club. Outside, 2-2. Wade making his 14th start of the year. that 2-2 count he's so effective on. And it's fouled back. He got not only did he get Dobbs, who had that long at bat, a lot of foul balls that got the count to 2-2 in the first, but he also got Hanley Ramirez on a pitch right down the middle on a 2-2 count. And now he goes full, 3-2. And Ramirez will hit second in the inning, followed by Infante. Tap foul. Cubs beat the Yankees this afternoon 3-1. Doug Davis 7 1/3, 3 hits, picks up his first win. And a base hit the other way. Wise is aboard to open the inning. Leadoff single by Dwayne Wise.
Well, experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club features an upscale full menu buffet with inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com to purchase your tickets or for more information.
Now it's Hanley Ramirez, the top of the order. Over to first, and Wise is back in. It's a quick move by Wade Davis.
Wade Davis quick with his feet. Made a play of it. You see Dwayne Wise was kind of leaning towards second base too.
Pitch foul back. 1. Well, Edwin Rodriguez likes to run an aggressive game. It's been a little bit of a challenge here with the Marlins. You know, when you look at the other thing about the Marlins, you look at their stolen base percentage, and they've had a difficult time in that department as well. Pitch inside, 26 steals, and they've been caught 20 times. You really need to be 2-1 in that ratio to make it a positive for your club.
Yeah, 26 and 20, that will put the kibosh on the running game. You don't trust it. Run out of too many innings.
1 ball, 1 strike. Tapper foul. It really handcuffs a manager who would like to be aggressive, but you just can't afford to run into outs when your percentage is what that is.
No, the pros and cons. You're right. I mean, if it's basically a coin flip, it's hard enough to score runs. You know, in the league right now, you're trying to manufacture runs, but if you're just giving outs away, you shorten the game. Give yourself 8 innings worth of at-bats where the opponents are getting 9.
There's a long drive into deep left center field. Ruggiano on the run, and just before he hits the track, he hauls it in, and back to first base goes Wise. Ramirez gave it a ride into left center field, and Ruggiano got a good jump to make the catch. I think Ramirez thought that he may have hit that ball longer than it wound up. Look at that. He thought he got it.
Yeah, he did. A lot of air under that ball. It hung up there for a long time. That's why it allowed Ruggiano to run out there and make the catch relatively easily. He had to cover a lot of ground. That just shows you how much hang time that fly ball had. Damon Ramirez feels much shame.
Now a move to first, and Wise is back in. It's a strike to Infante. Fonte coming over from Atlanta. He had 321 in the National League last year. He was hitting in the 230s when the Rays saw the Marlins in North Miami. There's a tap to third. Longoria to Rodriguez. That's one, and over to Kotzman. That's two. 5-4-3 on the double play. No runs, a hit, double play, nobody left, and we move into the bottom of the third. 2-0 Tampa Bay.
In the bottom half of the third inning, Kelly Shoppach will lead off for the Rays. Some very special guests with us today as we're talking about the Heart Gallery. And joining us, first of all, will be Bernie Young, as she is the president of the Heart Gallery of Pinellas and Pasco. Tell us about the purpose of the Heart Gallery.
Well, we are an organization that really is the marketing arm of Eckerd Community Alternatives, and we help those foster children, once they've had their parental rights terminated, to become adopted. And we really advocate for the older children, sibling groups, those children that are considered tough adoptions.
Now, when you talk about your partnership with the Tampa Bay Rays, what has made that such a special partnership?
They have been part of our board since the beginning. They've also been such great contributors. James having the Big James Club for the foster kids. I mean, they've just become such a community partner. They and other partners have just been phenomenal to helping us share the message and get the word out of what we need to do.
Bernie, thank you so much. Kelly Shoppach with a 1-1 count. David Wilk is with us as well for the Department of Family and Children, the Secretary. Please share with us the current state government's commitment to adoption in Florida.
Sure. Well, you know, Florida enjoys a reputation of actually leading the nation in the way and the processes we use for adoptions. And quite frankly, one of the reasons is very innovative ideas like this Heart Gallery, where we get the opportunity to expose families to children, where they actually can go online, see the children, and then come have community partners like the Rays to, in essence, bring families and kids together to explore the potential.
One of those great stories is joining us to our left over here.
I was going to say, we've had 2 adoptions because of the little mini Heart Gallery here in the Rays Stadium.
Yeah, and the Heart Gallery is in the Big Game James suite, right, with James and Ryan Shields being a big player here. And we have the West family. Tell us about Michael and how special this has been for you.
Well, it's been a long ride, but I'm glad it's finally over, and he's ours now. He's Michael West now, and we're very happy to have him.
Yeah, Michael West right there, a good-looking guy right there. And you guys hung out at a Rays game last year, right?
We did. We hung out about 4 games, and it was wonderful. I'm very thankful.
And you guys live in Jacksonville? We want to get a good shot of the whole family, so can you guys look down at that first base or the third base dugout there? See that red light? All right. Michael, you having a good time at this Rays game?
Yes.
Hart Gallery, guys, doing great things. Adoptive families, the West family here. Bernie Young. Yeah, let's give the website, of course. Yeah, Kelly Shoppach still batting. 3-2 pitch to him. And
This one deep.
he hits one out to left field. Kelly Shoppach hits a home run. Give the Rays another run. It's now 3-0 Tampa Bay. All right. With that in mind, as he crosses home plate with everybody standing, what is the website?
HartGalleryKids.org.
HartGalleryKids.org. Gentlemen, back to you.
Kelly Shoppach has just given the Rays an additional run with his 3rd home run of the year. It's 3-0. Johnny Damon is now the hitter, and 1-0 the count to him. It's low. 2 balls, no strikes. There's a strike. 2-1. Morrison in left field is there, and he'll take care of that. So Johnny Damon, the first out in the 3rd. Rays have hit a couple home runs, and let's take a look at the one just hit by Kelly Shoppach.
Now, he took the same swing to get 2 strikes, missed both of them. That's why you get 3 chances. Boy, did he hit that hard.
So the Rays have 2 hits, and they're both home runs. And Zobrist, after the first pitch, a fastball, and he fouls that one back. Strike 1.
Yeah, that's kind of been the MO against Brad Hand coming into this start. Right-handed hitters were 4 for 28 off him, and 2 of those 4 hits were home runs.
It's inside. Yeah, coming into this game, right-handed hitters had just a 143 average against him. Two balls and a strike. Now it's 3-1. Zobrist up in the count. Shot toward the left field corner. That's a one-hopper to the wall. Zobrist is in at second with a double. Zobrist got a 3-1 fastball and belts his 21st double of the year.
Let's take a look at our checkers double of the game. A fastball running up and in, just gets tomahawked. That flat level swing of Ben Zobrist. Shoots it down into the corner.
So the Rays have built a 3-0 lead here. Meanwhile, Milwaukee and Boston just about 5 minutes ago ended their first inning. That's Markham and Lackey. And Lackey made 25 pitches in the first, and Markham made 44 pitches in the first inning. And Carl Crawford has left that game. They're speculating that it's some kind of a hamstring issue. Now Justin Ruziano. The pitch is a strike at the knees.
44 pitches in the first inning and just 2 runs.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
I mean, that seems impossible.
You got to think that the bases were loaded. A couple of 10-pitch at bats.
Ruziano trying to time up that breaking ball, and he Fouls it. Look at this breakdown on Justin Ruggiano. You've got to put men in scoring position, or maybe with a couple men out, it gets even better.
Yeah, I mean, disinterested if there's nobody on.
He's got a guy there at second base now. It's ball 1, too low. Rays facing Brad Hand. Zobrist takes a lead from second. It's foul beyond the bullpen and into the stands. '21 doubles for Zobrist. He and Jacoby Ellsbury are tied for second in the league in that department. This one loose from Buck, and ricochets off him and rolls back onto the infield.
That ball
was a fastball.
Snuck under the glove and hit that shin guard. And just yanked that ball down and in.
Two now. A little tap to third. Lopez gloves, makes the throw to first. Took a little time unloading that one. Zobrist remains at second as Ruggiano's retired.
Now, tonight's game is available in Spanish via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida.
Well, there's Evan Longoria. He reached on the Hanley Ramirez error in the second inning and scored on the Rodriguez home run. Fouls it outside of third. Strike one. Evan waits for the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, this is a guy that the Rays have got to get going. I think that all starts with a consistent approach, something that Evan is working on getting. Because right now it seems just a little bit out of sync from at bat to at bat.
Yeah, there's been a lot of starts and stops in his season. Beginning with that oblique injury and coming back from that, trying to get sorted out, kind of going through a spring training process over. Fouls it back. 2-2, and he just has not had a situation where game in and game out you've seen the Longoria that we've all become accustomed to seeing at the plate.
Yeah, and you know where you can really look at the other side of that is, they just left town, but Adrian Gonzalez, the approach that he had, even when he made outs or even when he struck out, he had an approach. He was consistently putting good swings on pitches and always seemed to be balanced in his swing. I think that's the thing with Evan is, some of the swings he looks very good. He's got that tall stance and drops the hands down well, and then other times seems to be out of balance, reaching for the ball a lot like that.
Right there. We've seen him do that more, I think, in the first couple months of this season than we've ever seen him before, as he flies out to Stanton. The Rays do add a run on the leadoff home run by Kelly Shoppach. And at the end of 3, it's 3-0 Rays.
Marlins 3-0 in tonight's game, and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
First pitch here in the 4th inning to Logan Morrison, up and away. Fastball, 1 ball, no strikes. Then at around 87 from Wade Davis. Line drive into right, but Zobrist is there, and he makes the catch. That ball sharply hit, but right at Ben Zobrist.
Well, it just continues to be a struggle for this Marlin team to put anything together offensively. They finally hit a ball hard here. Morrison, nice swing on that fastball, elevated with not a lot of velocity, right at Ben Zobrist.
Well, there's Gabby Sanchez. Pitch is a strike. Curveball in there. Close, and the count is 1-1. When you look at the middle part of their order, as we mentioned at the outset, 2 very good young hitters in Morrison and Stanton, but then Sanchez in the middle of them, who's their DH tonight. He's been a steady producer. Fly ball to center. BJ turns completely around, and the ball is over his glove. Will one-hop the wall, and Sanchez is on his way to second base.
Well, that ball came off the bat of Gabby Sanchez and had a little knuckling action. This ball took about 2 or 3 different turns. BJ trying to track it down, and you see it just elude his glove. This is a guy out there who's got a pretty good idea and has run down a few out there, and that ball just knuckled on him and got over his head.
So Sanchez has his 17th double. It comes with 1 out. Greg Dobbs prepares to step in. Dobbs fouls it back. That's a strike. Each team now with 3 hits. The double by Sanchez, the first extra base hit by the Marlins. The Rays have hit 2 home runs and a double tonight. Two strikes.
Here's a fastball by Wade Davis, and I'm going to tell you what, he has gotten away with an awful lot of fastballs that have been out over the plate without that good velocity that he usually shows. That's typically a trend that if it continues, it's going to come back and haunt him.
Sharply hit up the right side. Well, we've seen a couple of balls sharply hit by the Marlins tonight off those pitches.
Well, they just, he's not pitching with that good velocity we talked about. We've seen him anywhere from 87 to 91. And a lot of these pitches are catching an awful lot of plate. Marlins haven't been able to do anything with them, really.
Two-strike pitch. Upstairs. Fastball up out of the strike zone. Hit 93. Dobbs has hit the ball the other way a lot this year. When he got off to that great start, when he was very hot, he was hitting the ball all over the place, but a lot the other way. Pitch is outside. 2-2. Trying to throw a changeup there. Most of the pitches approaching 93 have been up from Davis. 2 or 3 of those were trying to go up, and it's been, in this case, up and away to Dobbs.
He was trying to pitch down in the zone in that 88 to 90, 91 range, and then climb the ladder with more velocity.
There's a base hit to left. Sanchez will stop at third base, so Dobbs takes it the other way, as he has done so well this year and has himself a hit.
Well, this was a fastball for a guy who's willing to go the other way. This is right out here for him. See, this ball just reaches out, puts a nice swing on it, head down. Good stroke, shoots it out into left field. And that's how you hit a ball the other way. It's textbook.
Well, 2 men on now with only 1 out, and here's Mike Stanton. And he displayed in the second inning, his first time up, that he doesn't have to get all of it to hit a ball a long way. And the pitch is a strike. Fastball.
Well, Mike Stanton stands off the plate. He's got that open stance. He'll start to stride in, and he's got a big, powerful stroke. So Wade Davis catches him by surprise there, going inner half for strike 1. See where he's at. Back away.
0-1 pitch. Fouled back and to the right. 2 strikes now. The slugging percentage leaders, and this 21-year-old outfielder is right there among them, 5th. That's an impressive group.
Yeah, and as he continues to go through the league and build up at-bats off of pitchers, familiarizes himself with the way that they're trying to attack him, he'll get better and better.
And he chased that pitch.
That's where he's vulnerable.
Wade Davis picks up his first strikeout. Look at this pitch just break away.
Well, it's a good slider. You see it right off the end of the bat. Just can't reach it. Off the plate. That's a tough pitch for him to get to. And get 0-2, 1-2. You take your shot, and he got it.
There's Jose Lopez. Davis, good job there working to Stanton and getting him on strikes. Lopez, after that first pitch fastball, had a healthy cut and he fouled it back.
You see here the velocity starting to ramp up by Wade Davis. Saw it with Stanton. He started him in with 93, then went away. And then that good slider to finish him off. That same fastball to Lopez.
He lifts the fly ball toward the line in right. Long run for Zobrist, but he's there in foul territory, and he makes the catch. Davis pitches out of that spot. 3-0 Rays, middle of the fourth. Night Rays presented by Hard Rock at Night. First game of this series, Interleague Baseball, the Rays and the Marlins. And the Rays have taken a 3-0 lead. We'll have B.J. Upton to lead off the bottom of the fourth against Brad Hand. Sean Rodriguez will be next, and then Casey Kochman. The end of two, Boston has a 4-2 lead on Milwaukee. Markham out of the game after 44 pitches in the first inning. He did start the second, but he's now out of that game. Upton takes pitch a strike. One. A ball, 2 strikes. It has not been easy at home this year for Upton. He has struggled to get the offensive side of his game going here at Tropicana Field. Overall, started this game hitting .219. 2-2 now. Hitting .157 here at home. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And he's caught looking. Hand working it over out there on the corner. Gets the call.
Well, fans, be sure to tune in Friday, July the 1st for the 2011 Rays broadcast auction to benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation and the Tampa General Hospital Children's Medical Center. The Rays will auction off one-of-a-kind experiences with your favorite Rays players, including hitting lessons with Johnny Damon, exclusive ticket packages, a trip to the All-Star Game, and more.
Sean Rodriguez takes a pitch upstairs. Change up well up and out of the strike zone there. Just about the same spot. Attempting another changeup.
You get hurt on a fastball like he did by Rodriguez in the first at bat. That's exactly what you're going to go towards.
And he works over the corner with a fastball. He picked up a call third strike to BJ out there and takes advantage of the widened strike zone. Barrett's been consistent with that call. It's a foul ball out of play. It's 2-2.
Well, that's all you can ask for. I mean, you may not be happy with the strike zone if you're a hitter, and vice versa. The pitcher may not like the strike zone, but as long as the umpire is consistent with it, at least then you know where you can go, where you can't go, what he'll call, what he won't.
That's a little too wide. A change up again, and the count is full. Rodriguez chased the fastball that time, reaching for one.
And that's what that wide strike zone will do. That Ted Barrett is calling. You're not real sure. It's a full count. There's a fastball out there. It's a little bit out of your comfort zone. Will he call it? Won't he? I'm not going to take the chance. I just saw B.J. Upton get rung up on a pitch that was
look at
similar.
The Fox track. You know, there were 6 pitches. He strikes a guy out. There was only 1 strike thrown. And here's Casey Kochman. Takes a breaking ball low. 1 ball, no strikes. And there's a strike. It's 1-1. Two and one. Ted Barrett, the plate umpire tonight. There he is. He's a 14-plus year veteran in the big leagues. He's now 3-1. Talk about him being consistent with that pitch away from right-handed hitters. He's also pursuing a doctorate in theology, so you would expect this guy to be consistent, I guess. A little topper foul up the right side. So the count is full. Who's behind the plate for Greg Maddox's 300th win. David Cohn's perfect game. A little chop. Infante has it, and the toss to first. The Rays are up and down 1-2-3. Marlins coming in to hit in the 5th. 3-0 Tampa Bay. Lead the Marlins. Time for the AT&T trivia question. Which National League team has the most interleague wins all time? It's our AT&T trivia question. "70 pitches through 4 innings for Davis. John Buck will open the 5th. Dwayne Wise and Hanley Ramirez. Pitch coming in, a fastball in on Buck, and he fouls it. Texas leading Atlanta in Atlanta. Nelson Cruz had been struggling recently, has an RBI double in that game. Texas batting in the top of the 4th inning. Rangers with a half-game lead on Seattle in the American League West. 0-1 pitch. That's sky deep into left center field. That's to the deepest part of the park and gone. John Buck unloads one. An 0-1 pitch. I think it was a breaking ball. And Buck hits his 8th home run of the year. The Marlins are on the board.
Now, it was a breaking ball, and John Buck has a very long and powerful swing. Watch him go down and get this and drive it. He got out there, got full extension, and made perfect contact, especially to get it out where he did.
Dwayne Wise loops one into short right. That's going to fall for a base hit. So he goes after that first pitch fastball. Hit it down toward the handle, but had enough on it to get it into short right. Another look at the Buck home run.
Oh, that's a blast. You saw that front foot start to go down a little quick, but he kept his hands back, kept his weight back, had a good transfer of power there. And that's why he got that out deep into left center field.
So that's 6 hits now. The following base hit by Wise. Over to first, and Wise is back in. Wise 2 for 2. Hanley Ramirez at the plate. Wise takes off, pitches the ball, and the throw is not going to be in time. So a stolen base for Wise. So the Marlins have a guy who's just joined their club, who's got some speed, and Edwin Rodriguez has him running.
Yeah, he figures this is worth the gamble. 1 in 15 in June. Ball not easy for Kelly Shoppach to handle, and you could tell by the throw. He tried to rush the throw here. Watch out, Wade Davis. Could have taken that right in the back.
Want to know the count to Ramirez. And a ground ball headed to short. Elliott Johnson's throw to first on the money. Wise had to stay at second base. So with 1 out, 1 on, time to take a look at the upcoming Rays schedule, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Florida in tomorrow and again on Sunday, and then the Rays hit the road. More interleague play in Milwaukee and Houston. As we look forward to the upcoming Rays schedule, you can live forward with Just for Men Hair Color. Omar Infante. So far tonight, Infante is 0 for 2, including a double play ground ball back in the 3rd. Shoppach and Davis want to get together. Rodriguez going to come in from second base, so they want to make sure that if they change the signs, they're all on the same wavelength, with Wise out there at second base.
Well, here's today's AutoWay poll question. Other than the Marlins versus the Rays, which interleague series are you looking forward to this weekend? TB1, Yankees, Cubs, TB2, Braves, Rangers. TB3, Milwaukee, Boston. TB4, San Francisco, Oakland. Or TB5, Philadelphia and Seattle. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rates apply. That Philadelphia-Seattle matchup is can't miss.
Hey, they're going to have a lot riding on that. Right now, the Phillies are in first place in the East, and the Mariners a half game behind Texas in the AL West.
I'm saying dead last in the poll.
Here's Infante. The pitch is a strike. Well, the Cubs already knocked off the Yankees. Covered up by Shoppach, keeping the ball out in front of the plate. It's 1-1. It's been a frustrating year for Chicago this year. They started the day 10 games back of Milwaukee in the NL Central. But they got a win over the Yankees at Wrigley Field today. 1-1. There goes a man stealing third. That's a ground ball up the middle. Backhanded by Rodriguez. Out at first. Wise goes to third. He was running. Infante put the ball into play. And a nice play it was by Sean Rodriguez.
Yeah, that ball was headed right back up the middle. Looked to be a for sure base hit. Let's take a look at it. There you go. The Home Depot doing more on defense. This ball headed right up the middle, and Sean Rodriguez going over to the shortstop side, sliding, get up with a nice throw. What saved a run right there.
So Wise advances to third. He was breaking and had a great jump. Fonte's the second out. It's a 3-1 ball game.
You know, with Sean Rodriguez shading over there towards second base, helping Wade Davis keep Wise close, which allowed him to make that play.
Logan Morrison takes the pitch inside. So Morrison, a tough out to try to get here. He singled in the first and lined to right in the fourth inning. Two and 0. Davis up to 80 pitches. 2 outs into the fifth. It's tapped foul. 2 balls and a strike. Well, when the Rays played the Marlins over in North Miami, Morrison was on just about every pitch. He seemed to have great balance up there. Took the pitch away the other way. Hit it hard that way. Could pull the pitch in. Two balls and a strike. He takes a look at that one low. 3-1.
We talked coming in how he's kind of starting to get it back together. He's had a tough slide there from the beginning of June, but he's hit safely in 9 of his last 10. If you remember his first hit, he hit the ball to left field, and then his last at bat he hit that hard line drive to right field that was right at Ben Zobrist. So he's getting back to that, using the whole field and making solid contact.
And the pitch is high for ball 4. So Morrison goes to first. The Marlins have men on the corners. Jim Hickey will head to the mound. The hitter is going to be Gabby Sanchez. So the Rays have the conference on the mound. We'll take the opportunity to remind you to look for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment later in tonight's game. So Gabby Sanchez will be the man to face Wade Davis here. The Rays scored 2 runs in the second inning. 2-run home run by Sean Rodriguez. They got another run in the third on Kelly Shoppach's home run. John Buck opened the fifth with a home run for the Marlins. And now with runners at first and third, here's Sanchez.
And Gabby Sanchez took a walk in his first at bat. And his last time up, he got a fastball out over the plate and hit a missile that got over the head of B.J. Upton. And that's why in this situation, that's why he saw Hickey go to the mound and make sure everybody's on the same page.
And there's a high fly ball down the left side. It's going to be foul and will be out of the reach of the sliding Ruggiano, who went into that low sidewall feet first on that slide. So it's 1-1.
Not a lot of room to play with over here. Ruggiano giving good effort, just goes down with the slide. Try to protect himself.
Upstairs. Trying to put a little something extra on that one. 2-1. Sanchez, who came into this game hitting over 300, actually had more success on the road, hitting under 300 at home and pushing 320 on the road. Wise at third, Morrison at first. And there's a strike. 2-2. Blue Jays have taken a 3-1 lead in the top of the seventh at Cincinnati on Adam Lynn's 15th home run of the year, a 3-run shot. And it's popped up. It's going to come straight back and will be out of play. Holding the count at 2-2. Drew Stubbs had hit a home run for Cincinnati to give them a 1-0 lead, but Lynn's home run grabs the lead for the Blue Jays, 3-1. To the count. And the fastball misses. Full count. Brewers have tied the Red Sox 4-4. That game's in the top of the fourth. 3-2 the count here. 3-1 the score. We're in the top of the fifth. Marlin runners at first and third. 3-2. And a high fly ball to center. Upton is there. He's got it. And that retires the side. 1 run on the home run. It's 3-1. Middle of 5. The Marlins, and let's get the answer to our AT&T trivia question. Which National League team has the most all-time interleague wins? How about this? The Florida Marlins. They are the winningest team in interleague play from the National League. Look at that, 129 and 108. 9 more wins than the Atlanta Braves. Elliott Johnson. Pitch is outside, 1 ball, no strikes. One as Johnson missed the bunt attempt there.
He is bound and determined to get that bunt down.
Yeah, exactly.
Right-handed, left-handed.
Well, if at first you don't succeed. Takes a full cut, taps it foul. 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And a full count. This is the 4th consecutive full count Hand has had on a hitter. He retired the side in order in the 4th, 1, 2, 3, and had 3 full counts, and now he walks Johnson here to begin the 5th. He's going to bring Shoppach to the plate. He's our crew's favorite, and so we get a couple extra looks at Kelly's home run. Guys in the truck love Kelly Shoppach. His 3rd home run of the year. Elliott Johnson aboard, drawing the walk. Outside, tried to throw him a changeup there after Shoppach tattooed that home run in the 3rd. The pitch misses. 2 balls, no strikes. Elliott Johnson wasn't sure if Hand was going to go to first or to the plate on that delivery, and he was headed back to first base. A good eye by Shoppach. 3 balls, no strikes.
Command issues starting to creep up a little bit here for Hand. Like you said, he was flirting with a couple of walks that last inning, going full count on everybody. Full count on Johnson. There's a walk, and now here behind 3-0 to the powerful Kelly Shoppach.
Well, he went 3-2 to Shoppach in the 3rd when Shoppach took him downtown, and now Johnson's running, and they got him picked off. Elliott Johnson picked off.
Don't understand it.
Ramirez.
Don't understand that one at all. You've got a guy, there's nobody out. You've got a 3-0 count, cannot find the strike zone. and you go on first movement. Just don't understand the thinking here.
So it's a caught stealing.
And by the way, even if you do swipe that bag, next pitch is probably going to be ball 4 anyway. There's no point.
And there is ball 4. So back-to-back walks, but the Rays have only one man at first. Burke Badenhop starts to throw in the bullpen. Marlins have a conference on the mound. Buck out there talking with Hand, and Barrett's out there to break it up. Johnny Damon going to be the hitter, and now another visit to the mound. Randy St. Clair, the pitching coach.
Well, today's game is brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Visit geico.com today.
So Johnny Damon will be the hitter for the Rays. Pitch is low, 1 ball, no strikes. Hand is consistently falling behind hitters. Blocked by the catcher Buck.
And these pitchers are becoming more and more uncompetitive.
Well, he's had 3 ball counts on 8 of the last 11 Rays hitters. Johnny Damon just had that streak come to an end. Morrison had one earlier this year, reached 34. Now the pitch inside. It's 3-0. Well, he's had a 3 ball count now on the last 6 hitters. It's 3-1. And now 3-2. I mean, it gets to the point where it's a little ridiculous. Full count on Damon. Johnny bounces one foul. He went 3-2 to Shoppach, who hit the home run in the 3rd. He also went 3-1 to Zobrist in that inning. He doubled. And then in the 4th inning, Upton, Rodriguez, and Kochman all had full counts. Johnson walked on a full count. Damon pops it up, foul ball. This is Dobbs backpedaling and making the catch. 2 gone. So Johnson went 3-2. Shoppach walked on 4 pitches and 3-2. Damon fouls out on the pop to Dobbs at first. And Ben Zobrist, who not surprisingly had a 3-1 count his last time up.
That's exactly why Brad Hand was in Double-A, trying to iron out those mechanical issues to get more consistent with that delivery, to allow himself to throw strikes. And you know, you're forced to call him up from Double-A in the middle of working on all that. And he was pitching well down there and throw him into the big leagues. Those inconsistencies will crop up here and there.
Gone 7-1 at Jacksonville. 2 balls, no strikes. He's behind Zobrist. It's a tough way to pitch.
It is. It absolutely is, especially when you're not overpowering. He's got a nice little curveball, good fastball, but nothing that's going to blow you away.
And now ball 3. So he's had a 3-ball count on every hitter in this inning. Let's see, 38 pitches in the last inning in 2/3. 3-1.
The obligatory 3-0 fastball for a strike.
And if it's anywhere close, it's an automatic strike. (3-1) and ball 4. Well, how about that? 3 walks in this inning, but 2 men on with 2 men out. And Edwin Rodriguez comes out of the dugout. And so Hand will call it an evening. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS. Rays baseball brought to you by Subway, Eat Fresh, and by your local Southern Ford dealers. From downtown St. Petersburg and a few blocks away, Tropicana Field. That's it for Brad Hand. Kirk Badenhop is the new pitcher, making his 19th appearance.
19 1/3 innings, 15 strikeouts. Opponent's average at 239.
And with the left-hander out of there, it will be Matt Joyce to pinch hit for Justin Ruggiano. 2 men on, 2 men out. First pitch is up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. So Hand departs. He had a 3-ball count on the last 7 men he faced. Cut and a miss by Joyce.
Boy, good change of speed there by Badenhop. Really pulling the string on that. Matt Joyce way out in front. Brad Hand will learn. 21 years old, continuing to try to refine those skills. He's young, but realizing quickly it's tough to pitch from behind in the count.
2-1. Well, in 2 it all, he leaves with the Marlins trailing only 3-1.
Yeah, and I think what really, he only walked 3 in his outing, but it seemed like a ton just because of all the deep counts and falling way behind.
This pitch skied into center field. Dwayne Wise back, and he makes the catch to retire the side. The Rays lose a base runner and leave 2. They lead 3-1.
Home game. Take your ticket stub to any Canes Furniture store and get a coupon for a free Papa John's pizza. Plus, sign up at Canes Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays players. Canes, quality so good, it's guaranteed for life.
Matt Joyce stays in the game and takes over in left field after pinch hitting for Ruggiano. Greg Dobbs leads off the 6th inning. The pitch misses. 1 ball and no strikes. An opening curveball from Wade Davis. Dobbs had a base hit into left field in the 4th. It's a strike. One ball, 1 strike, and a foul the other way. That's out of play. 1-2. Wade Davis strikes him out. Got him with a slider there for the first out. Hey, let's check in with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, last night, moments after the Rays game during our postgame show, Matt Moore for the Montgomery Biscuits was putting together the first no-hitter in Biscuits history. He was pitching at Hank Aaron Stadium in Mobile, Alabama against the Bay Bears, and there it is, the first Montgomery Biscuits no-hitter. He walked a couple, struck out 11. This is a team, Mobile, that he no-hit that had been averaging over 5 runs a game. And here's a guy who's led the minor leagues the last 2 years in strikeouts, a rising star in the Rays system, gentlemen.
Yeah, he's got a big-time fastball and a no-hitter to his credit now for the Montgomery Biscuits. Joyce takes care of this fly ball, lifted by Mike Stanton. 2 gone. Base is empty, and the hitter is Jose Lopez. Davis in the mid-90s in pitch count. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitching 2 outs into the 6th. He worked 6 complete innings against Baltimore. Last time out, winning his 5th game, and there's a fly ball again for Joyce. Matt's right there to grab it. 1, 2, 3. Bottom half of inning 6 coming, and it's 3-1 Tampa Bay. Two-run home run in the 2nd inning by Sean Rodriguez opened the scoring. Kelly Shoppach added a long one, a home run to left down the line in the 3rd, making it 3-0. John Buck hit one out to the deepest part of the ballpark for the Marlins in the 5th inning. That accounts for the Marlins run. The game is headed into the bottom half of the 6th with the Rays leading 3-1. Here's Evan Longoria. Pitch is skied right down the middle to center field. Dwayne Weiss turned one way and then the other and got back there in time to make the catch. So Longoria is out.
You know, the ball that's hit right at you, those line drives, outfielders will tell you those are the toughest ones. And Dwayne Weiss here took a very circuitous route. Picks it up late. Was able to make the catch and breathe a sigh of relief.
You had that look on his face as if, what the heck was going on with that?
Well, that's exactly right. He realized how close he was to not making that play. He felt really bad then.
E.J. Upton bounces one foul. That's a strike. Marlins did get some encouraging news. Josh Johnson, who's on the 60-day DL, threw a bullpen session today, made 20 pitches of fastballs and changeups. And he thinks he'll be ready to go right after the All-Star break. There's a strike. If nothing else happens, he's due to come off on July the 16th. Marlins will be in Chicago to play the Cubs at Wrigley Field then. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Foul ball. The count is still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 and a line drive into center and a base hit. So Upton has a base hit. So BJ's aboard with 1 gone in the 6th. Sean Rodriguez. The Rays saw Badenhop in the last game of the series they played against the Marlins over in North Miami. The pitch to Rodriguez is a strike. Hop struck out 3 in 2 scoreless innings in relief that day. He did hit Rodriguez with a pitch, and Sean promptly stole second against him. 2 strikes to count this time. There's Peralta up in the Rays bullpen. He just started to throw with Davis out there in the top half of this inning. Doesn't take him long to get ready anyway. Two strike count, and a little wide that time. Maybe down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner goes, and the pitch is fouled back. BJ on the move. And the slider that just kept running away from Sean Rodriguez, and he got just enough of it to foul it back.
Yeah, and they had it set up perfectly there with B.J. Upton running. Second baseman Omar Infante running over to cover, and a ball that was moving away from Sean Rodriguez. That entire right side of the infield was wide open.
Ground ball, second base. Infante, Ramirez to Dobbs, and that double play will end the 6th inning. We're headed into the 7th. 3-1 Tampa Bay.
Over the Marlins 3-1. For all the latest news, in-depth investigative reporting, and sports coverage, sign up for the St. Petersburg Times. For home delivery, call 877-THE-TIMES.
Joel Peralta, the veteran right-hander, takes over on the mound for Wade Davis. So we move into the 7th inning. 6 innings for Davis. A run on 6 hits. He made 98 pitches. Struck out 2 and walked a couple. Gave up the home run to John Buck, and he leads off the 7th for the Marlins. Pitch is a strike on the outside part of the plate. Buck takes a look back at Ted Barrett. He said, well, I've gotten a couple of those for my pitcher, and you've given a couple to the Rays. And Buck victimized by maybe a pitch a little bit off the plate, called a strike.
He said that pretty quickly, too.
He did. He's a speed reader and speaker and thinker and all of that at the same time.
That's why he's a catcher.
That's it.
Soon to be manager.
Yep. 0-2. Yeah, there probably should be more pitchers as managers, but
no, there
there's
should
not a lot of pitchers.
You know what? And you're leaning back as you say that. You're looking to cause trouble. When you lean back, that's when you try to bait me. I've got you down. Early scouting report.
We'll see.
I'm not taking it on this one.
Up and in a bit. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Why catchers all the time?
I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Bud Black, he does a nice job. But see,
John Farrell now.
The problem is it's tougher to get the respect of your players when you didn't play every day. I mean, that is kind of what's built into the
because
mindset
players will say
of the game.
We're players. You're a pitcher.
That's right.
I mean, a pitcher's not a player.
No, he's a kicker.
Yeah.
That's what you are. You guys go over there and run around and cover first and work on your pickoff moves and throw your bullpens and then let the real players out on the field. That is the mindset of the game.
Tommy Lasorda had a long run. Former pitcher, manager. Larry Durker was a good manager. Former pitcher.
It's true, but they're very few and far between.
It's probably not fair for those poor pitchers. Or maybe the other side of that, maybe pitchers are too smart to be managers.
Didn't we talk about that last night? About why I'm.
It's been such a long time ago.
It feels like it was eons ago.
Yeah, really.
This game's already in the 7th?
I mean, really. It seems as if Davis pitched way more than 6 and that Hand walked way more than 3. I'll tell you that. A lot of deep counts. Now it's 1-2 the count here in the 7th. Peralta faces Buck. Two balls, 2 strikes. Tampa Bay 3-4-0. Florida 1-6-1 in this game. Well, Peralta very particular about the ball he has in his hand.
You know, sometimes it's funny because they're, Major League Baseball specifications, they're not all the same. Sometimes you get a baseball out there, it feels like a golf ball. Small, like you can really manipulate it. Those are the kind of balls you want to keep. Sometimes they throw you one out there and it feels like a softball.
2, and that's low. 3-2. So do you recall much variation on the seams?
Not really. No, not on the seams. The size of the ball, absolutely. Like I said, some feel just regular, some feel really big in your hand, some feel small. But the seams, I mean, they weren't the seams that you played with in high school and college. I can tell you that much. I mean, they're pretty
uniform.
They are pretty uniform. They stay down there pretty tight.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Of course. And a high fly ball into left center field. Joyce and Upton and BJ with a couple steps before he hits the wall makes the catch. That's the same spot that Buck hit it out back in the 5th inning. Hit it well, just a little bit back to the right of that, toward just a little deeper.
Here's the pitch. It's a fastball. Middle up. Joel Peralta taking a look back. This ball gets out there deep, but not quite deep enough.
Dwayne Wise is 2 for 2 tonight for the Marlins. Pitch is a strike at the knees. Peralta worked 2/3 of an inning last night in the Boston series. And a popper. Rodriguez, the second baseman, out in short right field. 2 gone.
Well, Bossman Jr. rules the outfield, and now kids can rule the playground with this Bossman Jr. bobblehead presented by AT&T. You can pick up yours on Sunday, June the 19th, when the Rays host the Marlins. First 10,000 kids 14 and under get one. So visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets now.
Sunday, chance to pick up the BJ bobblehead doll. James Shields is going to make that start for the Rays.
It sounds like a good day to come out. Good pitching, good giveaway. Bring Dad
to the ballpark.
There you go.
Yeah. Hanley Ramirez takes the pitch for a strike. Ramirez is 0 for 3 tonight. Average now down to 202. It's been perplexing for the Marlins all year. It's a strike at the knees.
You know, there was a pitch right there that caught a lot of play. Hanley Ramirez didn't look like he was anywhere near being able to reach this pitch. Yeah, he's kind of, you know, and he was even a little off balance there as he took it.
Swing and a miss. He's out on strikes. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. 7th inning stretch time at Tropicana Field, and the Rays lead the Marlins 3-1. Welcome back, fans taking their 7th inning stretch. Staying loose, getting groomed, being entertained by Raymond.
You're putting the same moves on that we just saw.
Randy Choate's going to be the new pitcher. The former Ray, and now out of the Marlins bullpen, he's on to face Casey Kochman. Kochman 0 for 2 tonight. And the first pitch from Choate is in there for a strike.
Well, Randy Choate, the lefty specialist, on for the 29th time. You see those 28 appearances, just 12 2/3, but 18 strikeouts. Look at that opponent's average.
Randy Choate, the poster child for the age of specialization. Lefty on lefty. It's a little low. 2 balls and a strike.
That could be a thankless job, too, because when you bring him in, that arm angle, you just assume you're going to get out the lefty. And when you fail, usually you only get one shot at it.
And a chopper down to third. Lopez makes the play. So Kochman is retired. Now Elliott Johnson, a switch hitter, is on his way to the plate. Elliott walked in the 5th inning and then was technically caught stealing. Edwin Rodriguez heading to the mound. Rays starting to get a little stirring in their bullpen. And for the Marlins, Steve Cishek, right-hander. He's off to a great start in his big league career. Cishek. Johnson bounces this one foul. That's a strike. It's a 3-1 game. It's been that way since the 5th. The bottom of the 7th. Choate taking advantage of that outside area.
Yeah, and if you can throw that again, what is Elliott Johnson going to do with that? You got a sidewinder coming from way out and away from you and throwing a little 2-seam sinker that basically stays off the plate the whole way.
And a swing and a miss. So Johnson is out on strikes. Choate opens the inning by getting Kochman on a ground ball, and he strikes out Elliott Johnson. We'll take a look at tonight's Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment, and it features Kelly Shoppach.
And why wouldn't it? Was that big blast of his? 3rd inning, full count fastball, middle of the plate down. Look at the bat flip. He knew it.
His 3rd home run of the year. Pitch away. 2nd home run off a lefty. Connecting off Brad Hand, who gave up 2 home runs. Sean Rodriguez got him for a home run. Two balls, no strikes. Pitch away. So a 3-ball count to Shoppach. Choate trying to keep the ball away from Shoppach.
Nobody wants any part of Kelly Shoppach.
Johnny Damon is on deck. Three and one now. Two outs, bases empty, 3-1 the count, and Shoppach is on for the third straight time. Choate pitches around him, and Johnny Damon will bat. So Damon gets a look at the lefty. Now Damon. Johnny takes a strike around the knees. Johnny hitless tonight. Ground ball out in the first, fly ball in the third, and a pop foul to first in the fifth. It's a 1-1 count.
Johnny had that 39-game streak of reaching base safely snapped in the second game of the Boston series, and since then 0 for 11.
And a little looper into short left. That's going to fall for a base hit. Morrison makes the pickup, and there's a single for Johnny Damon. The Rays have 2 men on with 2 men out.
How many times have you seen Johnny Damon do that? It seems like half his hit this year just flips them in. Doesn't make great contact, but he just knows almost where to put them. Right here, just reach out, little one-arm flip into left field, right into no man's land.
Yeah, that's the professional side of that veteran hitter. And with that, Choate's going to depart. We'll be back with the new Marlins pitcher in a moment. Hard Rock at night. Johnny Damon on the move. Moving up that all-time hits list. Just 2 behind Double X. Jimmy Fox. 2,644 hits for Johnny Damon. With that base hit now. Johnny's at first. Shoppach on second. Ben Zobrist will be hitting left-handed against Steve Cishek. Zobrist doubled in the third and walked in the fifth. Ninth appearance for Cishek, and he's given up very little. Line drive into center field. Going to hang up for Wise, who makes the catch. We're through 7. It's 3-1 Tampa Bay.
Florida Marlins, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge that Major League Baseball and Fox Sports lost a dear friend this week in Laura Ziskin. Laura was a prolific film producer and studio executive. She produced many great films, including Pretty Woman, As Good as It Gets, and the Spider-Man movies. Laura, who battled breast cancer for 7 years, was the co-founder of Stand Up to Cancer, an organization that Fox Sports and Major League Baseball proudly support. Laura will be missed. She was 61 years old, guys.
Well, we go to the 8th inning. 3-1, the Rays on top, and J.P. Howell is the new pitcher. His first pitch misses to Omar Infante. 1-0. Morrison will follow, and then Sanchez. Tenth appearance now for J.P. Comes in with a strike. Fastball from Howell. Two and one. Davis worked 6 innings. Peralta 1. JP falls behind Infante. 3-1. Infante pops it up. Will it be playable? Over to the stands, Longoria, and it's out of play. Full count now.
Yeah, nothing like coming into a game, falling behind 3-1 and throwing the 3-1 changeup. You put the doubt in the hitter's mind. If you're willing to throw a 3-1 changeup, you'll throw just about anything in a full count. So JP still not in a predictable count.
The 3-2. The foul ball off the foot of Infante.
Well, this is where you've seen J.P. Howell in years past. He gets to a count like this and runs that fastball in, up a little bit, gets a swing like that, drops the curveball right after it. Start it in the same spot, get him to commit on the swing, and try to drop that right by the back foot.
Here we go, 3-2. And a foul ball back.
Came back with the changeup. I think that's a pitch. The fastball's good. We've seen that. The velocity's been good from J.P. Howell. The changeup, that's been a good pitch for him. And I still think that that curveball that was such a big weapon of his, dealing coming out of the bullpen, 2008, 2009, pitch that he's still trying to find the feel for. We've seen it good, and we've seen it not so good.
And a line drive base hit. There it is.
And that was the one that hung. I mean, that's not the J.P. Howell typical curveball. We've seen him throw some good ones, but I think right now that's a pitch that's still coming around for him, and that may just take the reps of being out there and throwing it over and over again, because sometimes here you see the knuckle curve. It doesn't have that late bite like we're used to seeing. That ball spun and hung almost in the same spot all the way to the plate. Very little downward action.
Now he'll face the left-handed bat of Logan Morrison, who singled in the first, walked in the fifth, and in between, line to right. Pitch a little bit high.
And there was another one right there that hung and stayed up above the zone. I mean, we're so used to, we got spoiled by those 2 years of JP's curveball. I mean, he could.
There was severe drop.
Well, that was the pitch that was so good that he could have almost told the hitter, I'm throwing it, and there's nothing you can do about it. Right now, that pitch seems to have more rolling action than it does that short little snappy bite like we're used to seeing.
Blue Jays have beaten the Cincinnati Reds in Cincinnati 3-2, and JoJo Reyes gets his third win.
He's on a roll.
The first.
You got to feel good for him. I mean, enduring that entire streak, tying the major league record. He got right up there with, I think, Matt Keogh, most starts without a win, and then all of a sudden has rattled off 3 in pretty short order. Good for him.
And that's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a breaking ball taken by Morrison. JP to the plate. Down and away and behind Shoppach, but he keeps it within reach. No attempt to move up by Infante. Boston in the top of the 7th at home, leading Milwaukee 7-4. They picked up a couple runs in the bottom of the 6th. Veritek and Pedroia driving in the runs. Farnsworth up in the Rays bullpen. He's been throwing down there. Well, that ball just got away, missed Kochman's mitt, and fortunately it hit Casey and rolled about halfway back toward the mound. Boy, that was strange.
Tried to close the glove a little bit too early, then off the foot.
And a swing and a miss. Morrison out on strikes. Got him with a curveball. It's the first out.
Well, if you were to draw this up, this is not where you would throw this pitch. Boy, that is just on a tee. Morrison, fortunately for J.P. Howell and the Rays, just missed it.
Those are the kind of pitches you miss when you've lost 7 in a row and you're 1-15 for the month. Sanchez. He takes a fastball for a strike. Gabby Sanchez has a walk and a double. Last time he lifted a fly ball into center. And a base hit into left. Infante advances to second. And the Marlins trying to put an inning together with men at first and second and only 1 out. Sanchez on base for the 3rd time.
Oh, this was another pitch that just stayed up in the zone. You know, this pitch is down and you try to pull it, you get the ground ball. When it's elevated, Gabby Sanchez strong enough to get out there and hit it with some authority into left field, into the hole.
Greg Dobbs grounded out, singled, and struck out. The pitch is a strike. Dobbs' lifetime 0 for 1 against JP. This is low, covered up again by Shoppach. 1-1. Rays scored a couple runs in the 2nd, another run in the 3rd. The Marlins scored in the 5th. We're in the 8th. Pitch is skied to left. Joyce will have to go back on this one and make the catch. And the runners hold. 2 outs. 2 gone. Mike Stanton is due, and Joe Madden's out of the dugout already and on his way to the mound. He has Farnsworth in the bullpen. Pitching change on its way.
4-out save here with 2 outs in the 8th. The 16 greatest moments in MLB All-Star Game history are going head-to-head to determine which is the most memorable of all time. Go to MLB.com/moments and vote now for your favorite midsummer classics. And then tune in to the 2011 MLB All-Star Game on Tuesday, July the 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, here on Fox to find out who the big winner is. I think you're the big winner, Dwayne, for me.
Yeah, I'll just be sitting over here. Here's power against power, as they say. Mike Stanton in the batter's box and Kyle Farnsworth out there in that first pitch. Had a little late cut on that ball.
Well, we said earlier, that's the pitch that he struggles with. Wade Davis did a great job. That one at-bat that he struck him out, fastball in, fastball away, and then that slider to get him to swing over the top of it. You figure that's where Kyle Farnsworth is going to try to wear him out.
And a high pop on the infield. Kochman coming down, but Shoppach's right there and makes the catch to retire the side. 2 men left, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. 3-1 Tampa Bay.
Lead the Marlins 3-1. Mosaic Company and the Rays are working together to end hunger through home runs for food. With each Rays home run, Mosaic donates $500 to Feeding America Tampa Bay. So far, $32,500 has been donated.
To lead off the bottom of the 8th inning, Matt Joyce. He entered as a pinch hitter in the 5th inning for Ruggiano, right along with the pitching change. And the first pitch, Joyce takes a strike.
Boy, Cishek is very impressive looking. Got that low arm angle, tall, rangy pitcher, the good velocity.
He's lanky. 1 ball and 1 strike. A 2-1 count to the left-handed hitter.
I'll tell you, we rarely see that kind of velocity from that arm angle. That ball gets there in a hurry.
He throws a strike now to run the count full. He's out of Massachusetts. And a line drive into center field. That's in there for a base hit. So Joyce is aboard with a leadoff single. Speaking of leading off, let's go to Todd Callis.
And wrapping it up, that's what we're going to do in our Rays Live, the postgame show tonight, Dwayne. As always, we'll have interviews from the locker room, Joe Madden's press conference, analysis from the booth, and we'll have highlights from the Yankees game against the Cubs and the Red Sox game. There's a lot going on in Boston tonight. Carl Crawford and Kevin Youkilis left the game. We'll tell you why. Jonathan Papelbon has had his suspension reduced. We'll also preview the upcoming games with the Rays and the Marlins, as well as tomorrow's softball tussle between the Rays wives and the Marlins wives, which should be a very exciting affair. Gentlemen?
The ground ball headed toward the hole off the bat of Longoria. And the Rays have 2 men on here against Shoppach. Base hit by Joyce, base hit by Longoria. First and second and nobody out.
Well, the Marlins just gave Evan Longoria the left side of the infield. This ball not exactly where he wanted it. He gets a ground ball. Nobody there. Hanley Ramirez pulled around way up the middle.
Well, Shoppach will be 25 years old tomorrow. Out of Massachusetts, but he went to school at Carson Newman in Tennessee. B.J. Upton starts to go and checks on the pitch. It's outside. So we've seen the fastball 94 or so, and that slider around 84. It's in there for a strike. 1-1.
Threw Matt Joyce a changeup around 87. Power stuff from down low.
And that's a strike at 95, a fastball. 1-2.
About 95 from right there.
Yeah, that arm angle is tough to begin with.
Yeah.
You put 94, 95 together with that. It's outside. Fastball. It's 2-2.
You usually see guys that drop down like that, you know, very similar to Randy Choate. They'll stick around in that 87, 88, 89 range. Boy, 94, 95 from over there. You just don't see that very often.
Now the count is full. Remember Clyde Wright, the left-hander? He went to Carson Newman University in Tennessee, the same place where Shoppach hails from. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Broken bat, a soft little liner to second, snapped out to first. And just back in there is Longoria. Boy, he almost got doubled off first base.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was a whole lot of urgency getting back into first. Don't know if something happened there.
Something wrong.
Yeah, right. Because you see right here, he starts to go, stops, and kind of eases up going back in, and that was a close play. Then you see him lean over.
If there's some issue, and you can only hope that it's a minor issue. Milwaukee and Boston. Milwaukee batting in the top of the 8th, and the Red Sox have opened a 10-4 lead. Here's Sean Rodriguez. Pitch is too high. 1 ball, no strikes. You wonder if Longoria's feeling all right over there. tell you, that's at 95. That's a tough angle. It's one thing to hit a home run off the left-hander hand in the second, and another thing to have this pitch coming in on you.
Yeah, first of all, it looks like he's releasing it right on top of you. And then zip up and in. Boy, the reaction was late, too.
The strike. 2-1. Bottom of the strike zone. How about that pitch? The slider from down there. 2-2. You got to get started fast. Number one, if you're going to try to hit it, and also for protection after that 95 came in on him. And he got the slider trying to start quickly enough to try to do some damage.
And he really should see 2 more of those.
The 2-2 pitch. And there's a line drive. That's going to be fair. Up the right side. He got a fastball. Extra bases. Joyce scores. Longoria will cross the plate. And the Rays add 2. It's going to make it a 5-1 game, and Longoria struggled to score. That's a double for Sean Rodriguez.
Well, why in the world they would go with a fastball there, I have absolutely no idea. You just threw a slider and he took a terrible looking swing, and you come back with a fastball. This is just a dumb pitch. That's the only pitch that he had a chance on. He shoots his ball down the right field line. It was touched by a fan.
Well, then there might be some question as to whether Longoria will score. Evan crossed the plate, and I think that's what Edwin Rodriguez wants. He wants to nullify or at least delay the potential for an additional run. And he's just been ejected by Ted Barrett.
Well, this is a lot of frustration from a 1-in-15 stretch boiling over.
It's Tim McClellan coming down, the crew chief. So Barrett and Rodriguez practically nose to nose. Edwin Rodriguez has been ejected. So a 2-base hit up the right field line. And the Rays get 2 runs out of that. Let's see if we can. Now the fan interference, and by that time Longoria was around second base. You can see on the synchronization of the base running and where the fan touched the ball. Casey Kochman's going to be walked intentionally. The Rays have made it a 5-1 game. Kochman heads to first. Andy St. Clair, the pitching coach, heads to the mound. Shoppach entered this game having not allowed a run in 15 2/3 career innings with the Marlins. And the Rays have gotten to him for 2 runs here in the 8th inning. They got the final out in the 7th inning, and then open this inning by giving up base hits to Joyce and Longoria. Up and lined out, and then Rodriguez doubled home both runners. He's at second. Kochman has been walked, and now Elliott Johnson. Johnson lets the fly ball into left field. Morrison's there to make the catch. 2 gone. And that will get Kelly Shoppach to the plate again. Shoppach has homered and walked twice. Those 2 walks equals Kelly's career high. And he's been on base 3 times tonight. Shoppach lately has seen most of his action against left-handed pitchers, starting tonight against Hand. Now sees this lanky right-hander. You can see the front side start to leave there as he checked in time, says Tim McClellan.
Yeah, when you haven't seen that many righties and you see one coming from that angle, that's the inclination. Kelly does that anyway. He gets that front side going, he's looking to jack.
It's a strike. 1-1. Five runs, 8 hits for the Rays. 1 run, 8 hits for the Marlins. One ball, 2 strikes. 3 runs off the starter Hand in 4 2/3. Maidenhop worked an inning and a third. Choate 2/3. Steve Cishek with a 1-2 count to Shoppach. Come on. Two and 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And strike 3 call. Shoppach caught looking on the fastball to retire the side. We're through 8, 5-1 Rays.
the Rays have extended the lead to 5-1. And on the next episode of Inside the Rays, we feature Kyle Farnsworth, who has unofficially become the closer for the Rays. Learn more about his journey to the major leagues, plus watch as Farnsworth enjoys a game of paintball with his friends and family. All that and more on Inside the Rays. Kyle Farnsworth, Sunday at 5 p.m. on Sun Sports.
Well, Farnsworth got the last out in the 8th inning. Faces Jose Lopez here in the 9th. The Rays now have a 5-1 lead, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. Sean Rodriguez has driven in 4 of the runs tonight, and that equals his single game career high, 4 runs batted in. 2. Lopez reaching for the slider. Rodriguez had 4 runs batted in April of last year against the White Sox, and now 4 against the Marlins tonight. Little tap third base side. That's a foul ball. The ball foul. Longoria went ahead and made the play. Let the umpires take care of the umpiring, and you make the play, but it's a foul ball.
We'll see just how close this is.
So Lopez still alive up there.
Kochman turned around and threw that ball right at the camera.
There's the 0-2 again. Ground ball to second this time for Sean Rodriguez. Throw to first, 1 away here in the 9th. Well, Farnsworth trying to get the final 4 outs. He's done that one other time to post a save, and that was on the 8th of May against Baltimore, and he saved that game for Wade Davis. Pitch is a strike. John Buck homered in the 5th to account for the Florida run. Upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Boy, when you're in a streak as the Marlins have been in, the game becomes heavy. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
Yes, it does. It can wear you down. I mean, 1-15 stretch. And the reason it becomes heavy is because it's every day. There's no break from it. There's no escaping it. You wake up and that's your reality every single day.
One and 2 the count to Buck. The pitch a little bit wide right there. 2-2.
I think that may have been Farnsworth was victimized by where Kelly Shoppach was sitting. He was sitting in. That ball ended up away. That ball was over the plate.
And a tap left side. Ball stays down. Backhanded by Johnson. Thrown to first. With the catcher running, Johnson takes care of Buck.
Yeah, still not an easy play. Elliot Johnson's got to come in and to his arm side, backhand that ball and get rid of it quickly. The footwork on this play is very awkward. Got to come in. Makes it look easy. Nice play.
Two outs now. Here's Dwayne Wise. He's 2 for 3. And the pitch is a strike. Rays trying to win their 37th game of the year. Cut the miss. 2-strike count on Wise. Base 3 has retired them all. Ahead of Wise. And it's over. Swing and a miss. Shoppach put the tag on Wise to end it. And the Rays are winners tonight over the Florida Marlins. 5-1. Wade Davis will get the win. He is 6-5, winning his second consecutive decision, coming off a win on the road in Baltimore. He wins tonight 5-1, pitching the front 6, followed to the mound by Peralta, Howell, and Farnsworth. The loss goes to Hand. He is 0-3. Time of game 3 hours and 7 minutes before a crowd of 15,708. And here is the final out as Farnsworth disposes of Dwayne Wise on strikes.
What? See right here, good off-speed changeup down.
So Farnsworth works an inning and a third to close it out, picking up the save. Right now, let's go to the field and Todd Callis.
Dwayne, thank you. Sean Rodriguez tied your career high with 4 runs batted in tonight. Really a big game for you guys to bounce back after that Boston series, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that loss yesterday was big considering that we were playing Boston straight up. But, yeah, it was big to come out today with a win.
First at bat, you're facing the lefty. Nobody's seen him before. What were your thoughts? What were you looking for?
I was looking for a fastball, I mean, as I should be. But, I mean, definitely hadn't seen him before. But I just told myself, make sure I would get ready early and just, make sure if he does throw me a heater, I'm not late.
You hit an absolute rocket. Did you think it was gone? Did you think you had enough height?
When I hit it, I didn't know if it was high enough. That's why I was running. I said, you know what, I got to get on second in case he plays it off the wall.
How about that other at bat late in the game? Shoppach is a tough righty. You got 2 strikes on you, and then what?
I just told myself, you know what, I got to give myself a chance. And if he throws me something out over the plate, just put a good swing on it. Hopefully get a barrel and find a hole.
He threw that nasty slider to get you to 2 strikes, and then he tried to sneak a fastball by you?
Well, not sneak it because it's hard, but it moves too, about 95, but it's moving.
For you, a chance to play here against the Florida Marlins. A lot of times when we're in South Florida, your family's there, but I'm sure you've got a lot of people, because we're going statewide, a lot of people watching you tonight, so it has to feel good to perform in front of your family.
Oh, definitely. It's always good. It puts a smile on their face and keeps them happy.
We saw a little bit about that on the Inside the Rays with that crazy family barbecue. Sean, congratulations. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, guys, Sean Rodriguez, he did it back in 2010 in April at Chicago. 4 RBIs, matches his career high.
And the Rays are winners tonight 5-1 as they even the series with the Marlins for the season at 2-2. We'll be back in a moment.